Peace YouTube, this is Gregorian coming to you today with another topic of discussion. I'm also coming on the screen like this. Hello everyone. Peace to the east, the west, the north, and the south. How is everyone doing today? Now, let me give a PSA. If you were celebrating the holidays, if you are participating in the ritual or the ceremony this evening, this may mess with your peace of mind. So let me put a PSA out there that if this is something that you're a participant in, this isn't a video that I suggest you watch or listen to or allow those who are in participation of the ritual this evening to watch. Welcome to a new paradigm, family. Anyway, let's get into the topic of discussion. I'm going to go right in. As you know, you are entering, notice I say you, if you acknowledge that, hey Terry, if you are acknowledging that you are entering into the 2020 paradigm, which will begin according to the Gregorian calendar, if you are in alignment with that particular calendar, which is a pagan, well, not, I don't even want to disrespect pagans, which is a Satanist, a Satanist and Luciferian calendar, then you will acknowledge that this evening, starting at 12 midnight, which is the midnight, midnight is right before the 13th hour, which is one, well, it's not really, it's actually before the first hour. Anyway, sorry about that. You'll know that you will be acknowledging that 2020 is on and popping. Okay, so Satan is a light bearer. Someone said, "Who's Satan?" Satan is a light bearer. Well, Luciferian is a light bearer, right? Satan is an artificial construct that was created. It really is an energetic. It's a really energetic field that represents, the as below as opposed to as above. But according to listen, family, the helicopters have been here 2 days, and for someone who accused me of living near the airport, I live far from the airport. There's been helicopters ever since I've discussed twin flames. But the light bearer is considered Lucifer. So Lucifer is considered the light bearer. Okay, Satan is a social construct that was created to hold a certain energy as below. That's to my knowledge. Okay, many of you are more more savvy into the occult. Anyway, let's get into the topic of discussion. So there's a ritual going on tonight. There's a ceremony. So I want to kind of give tools. Now, mind you, many of you say that I should really start discussing things because, I'm a mommy on board. And as a mommy, as a mother, I really make sure that during these ritualistic time frames that I'm very cognizant that because a lot of these sleeping sheep are still participating in these rituals and ceremonies unbeknownst to the actual reality of what they really represent, I have to be mindful of the little people, because the little people are sometimes exposed to sleeping parents who raise sleeping children. And because of that, I have to make sure that I do things, encounter, so that they enjoy these times without feeling some sort of way, or that they're losing out, or they aren't having as much fun as their sleeping matrix friends. Okay, so I'm gonna have a whole series on mommies, preparedness for mommies and purging the holidays, but I'll do that next season. Okay, so let's get it in. So right now I gotta hover in helicopter. Okay, I can't be distracted. I'm going to stay focused today, family. Yesterday I wasn't. I'm going out today. So let me, sorry. So let me give you a little bit of information. Today, this evening at 12 midnight, many of you will be participating in the Satanist ritual ceremony. Now let me give you a little bit of background. This is a Gregorian holiday. Gregorian calendar is one of many. Calendars are usually created by those who have a goal or a agenda to propel people in a specific energetic direction. Okay, so they're basically fielding the energy and propelling those who are participating in their ceremonies and their rituals in a specific direction in order to benefit for them and theirs. Okay, whether they're human or non-human, that is totally subjective. And also, you know, you would have to acknowledge that there are non-human beings, like many of us already know, that are actually, you know, basically setting up these types of influencing the dark ones to, you know, co-create these types of rituals in order to field an energy so they benefit for some dark agenda. Okay, so let's get into the falling balls. I know y'all there. You're gonna watch. If you're participating in a ceremony tonight, you will be watching falling balls. Okay, another series of ball series. I'm gonna make a ball series. Super Balls is on 02/02/2020. So they've inverted the numbers. So many of you will also be participating in Super Balls. Okay, so on the day of Super Balls, you will have Flurboom come to you today with a nice broadcast talking about the downfall of you participating in Super Balls. Okay, but let's get, not here or there, let's get into the topic of discussion with the biggest ball falling on a big phallus today, and why falling balls should bother you. It's also Groundhog Day, so they're messing with time too. Sickos. More helicopters. Listen, they've had helicopters around this way. I feel like I'm in like Back to the Future. Like I'm giving you information that that is just causing it. And I live 0 away from the airport for the clownery who accuse me for living near the airport. Anyway, so let me state this. A falling ball. What is ball? Okay, so when you drop the ball, this dropping the ball, do you know what that means? Let me give you what the dropping the ball means. Let's get into that. Dropping the ball means to fail in one's responsibilities or duties, to make a mistake, especially at a critical point when the result is negative. Let me read that for you again. When dropping the ball, what the dropping of the ball symbol means. To fail in one's responsibilities or duties, to make a mistake, especially at a critical point when the results are negative. They're dropping the ball on the Gregorian New Year's that many people will be participating in their ceremonies. What does ceremony mean? A ceremony is a ritual, the ritual observance and procedures performed at a grand and formal occasion. Let me read that again for you, family. What does a ceremony mean? The ritual observances and procedures performed at a grand or formal occasion. So basically, they're going to have a grand ceremony, which is a ritual, and you will be watching and engaging and participating in the failing of your responsibilities and duties and making mistakes at critical points with negative results all year round, according to the Gregorian calendar. Family, wake up. It's a setup. They have the sheep under their toes. They have them worshiping them. They have them creating the most amazing mass ritual, bigger than Super Bowls. This is even bigger than Super Bowls because the majority of the sleepers believe that the Gregorian calendar, like if you are smart, if you have any common sense, you would realize that New Year's, any righteous person would understand that New Year's wouldn't ever begin at a cold season in the middle of winter when you're in a sleeping stage, a dormant stage. Many of the bears and animals go into the helicopters are off the chain. Many of the bears and animals go into a hypersleep during this time. And they are basically initiating you into their rituals during this prime time when you're most asleep. Because in colder states, you're asleep. You're in a more dormant stage. And they place in the poison in your subconscious. So all year round, you're wondering why you can't get ahead. while everything is falling apart. While you just get to the point, maybe to the ceiling, and then everything drops. The floor drops beneath you. Because you're participating in a ritual with balls, dropping balls from the sky on a big, huge phallus, and you are allowing yourself to be entrained mentally. Please put a like on the video if this is, if you're receptive. New Year's in any righteous calendar would begin when you start planting seeds. When do we plant our seeds? We plant our seeds, those who are planters, or even people just acknowledge, we plant our seeds in March, April, or even sometimes at the end of February, depending on where you live. It certainly wouldn't be in the middle of winter. So for everyone who's participating and failing in your responsibilities and your duties in order to get false and negative results, watch the super ball fall from a big phallus in the sky with lights all over the balls. Now the balls have all kinds of colors. Before it used to be a white ball. Now the balls are, because now they make it a multicultural ball. So the ball has all multicultural, so it's every kind of color of the ball. So you now got a rainbow ball falling from the sky on a big, huge penis. And then when it hits the bottom, you know, when you drop the ball, because it's not dropped, everybody's excited. Oh, well, doing your countdown. So you're counting. So you're putting yourself under hypnosis as well. So the countdown is also hypnosis. So they have the audacity to do a countdown before you participate in dropping the ball. What kind of sick world is everyone participating in? It's a sick world. So let's go into, it is summer in Brazil. That's what's interesting. It is summer in Brazil, but it is still, remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. In opposition, you still wouldn't start a New Year's in the middle of summer. So it is summer in Brazil, but you would not start a New Year's in summer. Summer would be starting in spring. So even though it's the opposite season in the other side of the country, thank you, my love. Thank you, Neen. Thank you, Nen. I appreciate it. Thank you. But that five has changed. Even though we're in opposite seasons on other sides of the country, New Year's wouldn't begin. We got to talk about here, because that's a big ritual for the États-Unis. États-Unis is United States. That is one of the biggest rituals for the États-Unis, for the United States. That's one of their rituals. Even though a lot of people practice, observe the Gregorian calendar, that's, United States for some reason is like ground zero. Of all the countries, United States has taken on ground zero. So it is where everyone looks for it looks for setting the trend or the idealistic form of how we live. United States sets that. So we're living in ground zero if you're living in États-Unis. Okay, that's where most people are looking at when they look at, even when I go to other countries, they put, even when they hate United States, they still put United States on a high pedestal, because everyone has eyes on United States for following or anteing. Following and anteing are one and the same. If you hate something and you love something, it's the same energy. Remember that. So that's why when you really haven't any feeling about something, it's nothing. It's nil. There isn't any energy. That's when you really dislike someone. When you really totally dislike someone, you're absolutely, like, you have nothing, zero for them. But when you have hate and love, it's really one and the same. It's the opposite and equal end of the opposite spectrum of light. Okay, so let me get into the conversation. So tonight, yes, duality. Thank you, Terry. Duality is playing out. So tonight, for those who are participating in Super Bowl, the biggest balls falling from the sky, falling balls, dropping the ball tonight, just know that when you participate, you are also participating in their, so as your ball drops, and I don't say you per se, you know what I'm talking about. As your ball drops, that means that as above, so below. So they drop the ball in your eyes while their ball rises in theirs. So they utilize that aspect as above, so below in order to propel them to higher frames of embellishment or wealth or whatever goals or agendas they have. So as you're watching the ball, and I wouldn't be shocked because I haven't been invited to any of these parties. Any of our Satanists on here? You could secretly just open an account because really because Satanists have to go rogue. I know you have demons that watch you, but can any of the Satanists attest to this? Because I have a feeling with you Satanists and Luciferians, as the ball drops on television, your ball, you probably have a room with a big ball rising at the same time the one is falling. That's just my assumption from just keeping, having a little bit of common sense. I think as the ball drops, that there's probably a ball rising in your rooms. I'm just saying, it just makes sense to me because I know that you guys work in that arena. Every time you propel something in this direction, in one direction, it usually is in the opposition of you. Another helicopter. I'm going to count the helicopters today and yesterday. This is the 4th helicopter since I've been on, and I haven't been on that long. So I just want to know, Satanists, if just open up a bogus account, we won't block you. Just affirm that for us. We're not going to tell anybody. Nobody really cares. People don't really come to a Flurburn site like that. I'm probably the most, joked about channel. So they're not really going to care if you tell us because they think I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs anyway. So, but just come, open up, say, make a bogus account like Lucifer is God or something like that. Just tell me if I'm right. I love to be I want an insider to give me an idea if I'm on to the right track. Okay? Somebody look at the group. I just want to know because I think that it's what they do. So, hey, Dollface, March 25th. You're actually in the new year. We should celebrate New Year's around your birthday. Well, we will because the Twin Flames, March 21st is the New Year's, and the Twin Flames come on board on March 22nd, according to my calculations. Okay, so as the ball drops tonight, the Super Ball of all balls drops tonight at midnight, because midnight is another ritual that they do. Remember, all clocks stop at 12, even though, isn't it amazing that they won't let you go to the 13th level in anything, not even your clock. Helicopter number 5. Okay, I'm just counting all the helicopters. Helicopter number 5 right now. Probably the same helicopter going around and around, but it's helicopter number 5. Their clocks, everything goes to 12. Remember, Cinderella at midnight, she had to run home. Why couldn't she wait until the 13th hour? Why does she have to go? How come she always had to stop at 12? It's 12 months. They won't let you go to 13. Right, Dollface? We took back our 13. They won't let you go to 13. But they will take that 13 and they will do rituals on it. Like even when I was trying to sit on the 13th row, there isn't even a 13th row on the 13th row. There was one 13th row on my plane. Which, listen to what the 13th row in the plane was. It was the exit seat. The exit seat it's extra to pay now. Remember you were asked if you would sit on the exit row seat on your plane? Remember the exit? So why is it that on the 13th row, they put the exit seat, the seat that you can get out in case of emergencies? They take the 13th for themselves. They use it and they stop everyone at 12 midnight. Okay? Yes, 1 p.m. U.S. time is our 13th hour. Okay, but they stop all clocks and everything at 12. They won't let 12 apostles, even though Mary Magdalene was in the room, she wasn't even considered a person. Like, she was nothing. So you have 12 apostles, and you don't realize that if Jesus existed, this is for many of my Christians, if Jesus existed, wouldn't Jesus be the 13th in the room, which was a woman, which was Mary Magdalene? And some of you even went into Jesus getting paid a certain amount of money, which was what women were paid at the time. You guys are more biblically sound than I am. Okay? So it's interesting that this is a ritual that is perpetually inserted into your subconscious. And let me read it again for anyone who's coming in the room. Let me read what dropping the ball means. And yes, I'm drinking coffee. I won't be drinking wine and spirits tonight, so that's all that matters. Let me read it again for you so you get an idea. Dropping the ball means to fail in one's responsibilities or duties, to make a mistake, especially at a critical point when the result is negative. What does a ceremony mean again? A ceremony is the ritual observance and procedure performed at a grand and formal occasion. So basically, you're going to watch them drop the balls. You're going to insert that into your subconscious, hold that for the entirety of the year so you aren't able. Now we're talking about another cap. How is somebody capped? We talked about being capped consciously, and I was talking about genetics, being capped genetically, but why don't we talk about being capped with participation in rituals that also help assist in capping you consciously? So, family, I'm not above you. Remember, I was raised in a regular family who participated in New Year's Eve every year. I'm not above you. Me being aware and awake just allows for me to see from a perspective that makes me take ownership of my own energy. So I say, Fleur Brune, you know what? I see that they celebrate holidays where, you celebrate Thanksgiving where they murdered and genocide Native Americans, and that's considered a holiday. You celebrate holidays, Martin Luther King, who was murdered, and you celebrate a holiday on Martin Luther King's birthday, which is another disgusting sacrificial observance. And then we celebrate a perverted older man who comes in your house to molest your children, and he's called Krampus in other cultures, and he's basically a demon. And then you have a big tree with balls, all kinds of colorful balls, all over your tree. So basically there's all these holidays set up to keep you perpetually capped. When will you take ownership of your energy? It is yours. You have free will on this planet. And listen, family, I'm a mommy. This isn't coming from a space of you wanting to ostracize your children. I am one of you. Remember that. I want you to know that I am a mommy. I'm a participating mommy. Baal. Thank you, David. Baal, which is Satanist. You're Satan, right? A Satanist, Baal is representation of Lucifer, right? Or is it Satan? So know this. So I just know that I have to say to you, that I have to remind you. So I won't say to you these things without taking some responsibility and also ownership of being a mother and navigating through a world in the matrix of sleeping sheeples, and also empty seaters and smiths. We are all in this matrix. So I'm basically navigating and sharing with my family. That's why I won't ever tell you to share my channel. This channel isn't for everyone. I'm not saying the best be all, best all for anything, but I'm just saying this is information meant for those who are in heightened awareness. If I'm saying these things, there's somebody on here right now in the bushes saying, oh my God, she's lost her mind. She's saying that it's a big phallus and the ball falling, and she's telling people not to worship a wonderful year of death and destruction and harm. She's telling people that. There are people who are really in that alignment. And I'm not for them. I'm for those who are in heightened awareness. And believe me, I'm not even the highest. Y'all share things with me that my mind wouldn't even be able to even perceive. So that being said, you should take this time. Like, I stopped at the grocery store, and the grocery store is full of people. Listen, there's wine and spirits. The demons are out tonight. If you want to get infected, go out into the demon world, because they were buying so much liquor, and this guy had a cart full to the till of like beer and punch. We call punch. Liquor is punch for us. Punch up to the gazoo, and he's happy, smiling. Well, he's about to be possessed, and also inserted with the program of compromise. It's crazy. So we say to this ourselves, that if we acknowledge that that's their ritual, you must also understand and understand that you can take that which they put out for self, like they do with us. They'll make us worship something, but they'll take the energy in the inverted way. You can do the same. Remember, you have as much right to take the energy back and also utilize energies in a way that propels you and also supports you in whatever agenda you have for your family and your friends. So during this time when they're doing a ritual of falling balls, that's why I wanted to ask a Satanist if in their room they have a ball rising as the ball is falling on the other end. That's why I asked that. You know, I always want to know, because again, I won't be invited. I won't be invited to their parties, because, or if I am, I'm the meal. They'll be like, oh, we're having a grand meal and Flurbrun is on the menu. I'd be on the menu. So obviously I prefer to be non-invited. If I get invited to one of those parties, best believe Flurbrun is on the menu. So maybe not. Oh, we have a fabulous, it's organic, it's heirloom. Oh, it's so succulent. It's fresh. And you see poor Flurbrun looking like a floral arrangement. I mean, maybe I'm grateful. It's plump and juicy. So I'm grateful. I won't be invited. I won't be invited to the party. That's what. Oh, the password is NOJ. Thank you. NOJ. Anyway, so first time, okay, so yeah, balls dropping. So this is what I didn't think for a moment hippie island. I was like, wait a second, maybe the geriatrics will kick in and I won't remember. Stay away from the light. Anyway, let me go back to the topic. So tonight is a big ritual, and listen, one thing you'll know with me, I make jokes about things like this because it's so insidious, it's hilarious that the majority of people are still participating in their rituals and ceremonies. It's very important for us to make sure that we are in our own we're empowered. Always come from a place of empowerment. So if they're doing one thing, you should do the opposite. That's why I want to know what they do, because I want to take back, because that's why we took back the 13. When I see a black cat, I take it as, oh wow, there's a portal open, and also there's something good happening. Anything that they negate, I make sure I invert it, because I know what they do, okay? And also, you know, I noticed today in Florida, it's really chilly today. So I know portals are opening. Someone said, oh, it's chill, because I got up today and I had my sundress on. I was like, whoa, it's chilly. And now it's like, oh, wow, yes, they have a ritual. Anytime there's a ritual, it gets cooler. It gets cooler. It's going to be like 80 degrees the next day, but it's cold today. Okay, this is helicopter 6, right? This is helicopter 6 now. Okay. Now, mind you, I rarely hear helicopters come around my neighborhood. It doesn't happen. Only it's happened since I got back from Montreal and Vermont. It's crazy. So it's chilly today in Florida. So I was like, okay, this weather right now means that there's a portal open. They open portals. Whenever it gets really, really cold, that's a portal. Okay, because it's ritual time. So what can we do? So as much as we'll talk about the problem, one thing you will note that we should always talk about a solution to the sleepers' rituals during this time. What can you do? Now, I met a mom today, which she's and you know what I think? Sometimes subconsciously, we just know when people are in alignment. It's one of the moms that's friends with my little one, one of her little one's friends. And it's so funny because we're in the grocery store, people are obsessing with liquor. You can see they got like all kinds of chicken and because you know, I know chicken is for flu season, chicken and turkey, all the birds. So you know, flu season is all about birds, eggs, devil eggs, all of that for the flu, because you know, flu, you know, birds carry flu. So they got all the birds in their cart. Okay, they have pork, which is another coquito. They got coquito. Coquito is homemade though, Carlos. I didn't, you know, even when they drink, but coquito has a lot of rum, right? Yeah, black-eyed peas. Oh, black-eyed peas. I didn't even take that in consideration, right? Pork feet. What is it called? Pork feet? Don't get it twisted. My mother used to make, because she's French, pickled pork feet. She used to make that during holidays. Tripe, okay? Chitlins, which is tripe. Yeah, chitlins. They got all kinds of food of mass destruction. cornbread. They got everything. So what can you do during this time? Now, during this time, because I do raise flexitarian, I make sure that I get fish, pêche, poisson, fish. Okay, fish is something that at this time, like wild caught fish. So what I did is for the little ones, I always get like fish around this time, because remember, they're buying everything else. They're buying food of mad destruction. And if you want to know what foods that they're encouraging, look at the prices of food. So when you go to the store right now, I make sure, I should have taken a picture for you and put it on Instagram. When you go to the store right now, what you'll see is I looked at the prices. So I went to the meat section, and guess what? All of the chicken and turkey was really inexpensive. You know what was really high that I noticed was high was the cow. So beef right now has gone up to like, I saw beef, well, remember organic. Remember, I'm looking at organic things. I rarely look at anything that's not organic. So I'm looking at the beef prices to the turkey and chicken. So all the turkey and chicken is really inexpensive, because remember, you're eating those pink-eyed chickens, chickens of mass destruction with white feathers that are unnatural. I don't care how organic. They could be organic all day. They have flu of mass destruction. They're all filled with that. Okay, parasites, because they carry more worms than pork. People are concerned about pork. Pork is, am I going off board? Pork is human flesh, and that's why a lot of people require pork. If you go places where there's a lot of pork, there's a lot of draconians around. Let me just say that. If you go to places where there's a lot of pork, because they eat human flesh. Remember I told you they hybrid pigs with humans? That's so they can hold their human form. So if you go places where pork is a big thing for them, that's probably a big draconian bloodline. Okay, so they eat a lot of pork. Okay, but for chicken, that's all for you to be infected. So basically you'll have nanobots from the chemtrails. Then you'll have chicken and mass destruction compromising your chicken and turkey. Birds compromise your immune system, and eggs. And then basically you'll be susceptible to not only just things biologically attacking your system, but things aurically attacking your system when you drink as well. Okay, so you got a nice little nasty little formula. Okay, so that's a 7th helicopter. It's helicopters. Pork is, I noticed where I was, pork is big in Vermont. I told you it's draconian land, and in Montreal they eat a lot of pork. Okay, so that's just it. So I just know the bloodline because they require pork. Okay, no shade to the draconians. Let me stay on task. So I went and looked at prices of meat, and I saw that all the beef. Now, me and Kiki, big up to Kiki. Kiki and me are on. Kiki's on this all day. I'm not gonna blow the spot. I'm gonna see if Kiki wants to do a show. They always try to get at her when she does a show with me, but Kiki goes into this because we realize that they're pushing veganism, and they're giving beef to a lot of people, and beef is expensive and it's being cleaned up. So now they're raising the price of the meat that they don't want you to have, because if you notice, buffalo, beef, venison, they're all skyrocket up, while chicken, turkey, pork, they're all pretty low. Okay, that's when they're gearing you in a certain direction. Okay, you can eat the meat, the pseudo meat, because you got all the pseudo meats, which is all nanobots. What is it? What is that? What is that new false meat? What is it called? What is that false meat called? The Impossible Burger. They've got what's the other one? Oh, there's another one. Beyond's Burger. Thank you, Starseeds, for the Beyond Burger. Lab grown. It's probably human flesh or children flesh. You trust them to create. First of all, it's no shade. Let me sidebar for a moment. I'll come back to the topic. Let me just sidebar, because it is a Gregorian New Year ritual. Can I just sidebar? Why is it that vegans think it's appropriate to mimic the same eating pattern of eating that you did when you were eating flesh? I don't understand that. So why would you, as a vegan, think it appropriate to have to mock everything when you're truly someone who eats vegetables and so on? You eat it in its natural form. Why are you mimicking eating meat? It means you're not really about that life if you got to mock everything. If you have to mock it and make it taste like what you eat, you might as well eat what you were eating before. That's crazy. This is a psychological psyop that goes on, and people who aren't conscious haven't any realization of what's going on. If you have to mimic a burger as a vegan, do you realize that something's wrong? Because if you're truly a vegan, you should like to eat vegetables, fruit, things in its natural form. Why are you always mocking it? Because you're probably in the trend. It isn't real. And I'm going to get on you fleshitarians too, you corpsetarians. Corpsetarians, do you realize that by consuming skin, that you're not really a meatitarian? You're a corpsetarian because you eat things that are dead for like, okay, seventh helicopter, okay? You're a corpsetarian. Most carnivores eat organs. Why is it that you're not eating the heart, the lungs, the liver? Well, the liver I don't think you should eat because the liver has all the toxins go into the liver. Liver is probably the worst thing you should eat on an animal. How come you aren't eating the organs? You know, when somebody, listen, a couple people, I think it was Kiki who mentioned this and so on. That's what I'm saying. Corpsetarians, why aren't you eating the organs? Because all of the real nutrients are in the organs of the animal. If you ever watch the hunters of all species that hunt animals, they open up the skin and they eat the organs. Organs is where all the nutrition is. So for everyone who's consuming flesh or skin, you know why you aren't getting enough nutrients if you're eating flesh. It's because you aren't eating the appropriate. Who's eating the heart? Where did the heart go? Who's eating the lungs? So liver on a healthy animal. I'm just saying, if we're going to keep it real, because you know I get on us on the vegans, I got to get on the corpsetarians. If you're consuming flesh, you need to start consuming the organs. And that is why a lot of people are dense of nutrition, because they are eating flesh. There isn't as much nutrition in the skin as there is in the organs. I'm just saying. Let me go back to the top. The lungs are spongy. Let me stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just went left. I'm just saying, you know. What do you eat? I eat cherries. I eat cherries. If you eat fish, many people eat pêche and Brazilian pêche, poisson. How do you say it in how do you say it in Spanish? Poisson, pêche, fish. How do you say it in Spanish? How do you say fish in Spanish? Can you say fish in Spanish? How do you say fish? Pescado. Okay, pescado. Pesqui de sede. Pescado. Okay, thank you, my loves. Thank you, my Latino family. Okay. If you notice, like a lot of Caribbean people, I remember my mom and so on cooking the whole fish with the eyes and everything. A lot of the old school people, I think some southern people, anybody from the south here? The south, you guys eat the whole fish, right? I remember telling my mom, we say poisson, yeah, poisson or pêche. I remember my mom cooking a whole fish, and I used to really be upset because I told her the eyes were looking at me. I told my mom one day, I was like, I feel really bad, Mommy. The eyes are looking at me. I don't feel right. But to be honest, let me keep it real with you. The reason why it was very important, because even the inside of the fish, my mother used to make fish soup with it. So my mother would take and make fish soup with the entrails of the inside of the fish. So she would take the inside of the fish and she wouldn't waste it. And she would, at a helicopter, it's crazy. This helicopter, big up to the helicopters who think that they're making it. Listen, I got so much thickums. I got chunk of mass destruction. My thickums, remember, the thicker you are, it's harder for them to penetrate into your organs. So I have an excuse to eat. I have chunk. So that's where my thickums is my shield. Go ahead, helicopters. You're going to have to go through layers of love. please put a like on the video if you're here for the shenanigans today for the Gregorian New Year's Eve ritual. All right. So why do I bring this up to food? Because food matters. Food, what you consume, has a lot to do with the dexterity and how your body has nutrition. A lot of people are starving nutritionally because, like Dr. Don said, Dr. Don was the bomb.com. Let me just state this. Dr. Don has said it, that most people who are taking supplements, you pee it out in 2 hours. So basically you're paying $20, $30 for you absorb some, but you aren't observing to the degree that you think. And most of the children, and I love that he spoke about this because only those who are in genetics or heredity know this, the children are not born strong anymore because the mothers are dense of nutrition. A lot of times what happens is that the children aren't born back in the days. Now let's take, I don't know if some of you are more seasoned, so I got to talk to the more seasoned people, or maybe those who are in heredity or genetics. Back in the days when a child was born, children were born, boys didn't have to work out to have strong shoulders, strong cheekbones. When I was on the plane, big into the Montrealians, that's why I say the Montreal men were so handsome. Woo! Let me just say, and I also, when I see African men, they have strong cheekbones, still very strong jaws. Their teeth are very strong, haven't fallen out. They have strong shoulders. They don't have to work out. Their structure is powerful. You don't see that anymore. Children are being born very soft. Their shoulder, the way that their structure is created in the womb isn't as sturdy because there isn't enough nutrition. The soil is being over-farmed. There isn't any nutrition. Once you farm too much, even as a composter, when I grow my food, I change what I grow every year. I never grow the same thing over and over, mono farming, because what it does is it depletes the soil of a specific nutrient. And unless you're putting that back into the soil, you will have depleted soil. So when your fruit or vegetables grow, they will have a lacking of one mineral or a major supplement or vitamin. It's very important for you to know that. So for those who grow, many of the composters and agriculturalists, this is not something I'm speaking to the choir with them. They already know. Because a lot of you who farm, like I used to always change what I grew every year. I wasn't a mono farmer. So if you grow something like squash really thrives and it weeds out your whole garden. So I'll grow squash one year and then I'll make sure that I grow something else that is different, totally alchemically than the squash. Okay. Yes. Crop rotation, Carlos. Absolutely. It's very important to do that when you're growing things because you want to make sure that your soil is very rich. And for all our pregnant moms or moms about to, okay, so this is helicopter number 9. Helicopter number 9. For all of our mommies who are pregnant or want to be pregnant, I want to tell you that you need to eat. Supplements aren't the end-all be-all, and I personally think that they're putting something in the supplements to cause caps on the children too. Best believe, and I don't care if it's organic or so on, Willy Wonka is a hand in everything. Willy Wonka has his hand in everything. So I remember there was one supplement I was taking with my second little one, and I was like, why is it making me nauseous? Now remember, your babies know best. So I was like, and then the doctor was saying, well, just take it anyway, because maybe it's just that you're just very sensitive. But no, that's my body, and that's the baby saying to me, Mommy, that's making me sick, or that isn't good for me. Telepathically, the baby's also telling me that isn't good for me. So that's something important for you mommies to know that are preggo right now. Know that just because it says organic doesn't mean it's good for you. And every genetic pool has something different so me as a woman who my family migrated from South America, I may have a different requirement than even a brown woman who's coming from Africa, a certain part of Africa, maybe East Africa. Her enzymes, the way that she pulls in nutrition, even though we could look alike. So I can have someone in East Africa who looks physically, phenotyped just like me, but genetically we're different. So her requirements when she's pregnant will be different than mine. So be careful with seeing people who look like you because they aren't always you. You understand? So when they give all these things like, the nutritional, they make so much money, all these new organic stuff. Put something out there, be like, oh, you know, maca is a banging right now. We put maca in everything. Safflower is a new oil that everyone is eating because it's nutritionally sound. And then when I told you that I had safflower, my whole stomach and my whole gastric intestines tightened up. I'm allergic to safflower. And then I looked at everybody that I knew who was O positive. They had an allergy to safflower. So I was like, these mofos are going towards certain genetics and they're attacking us. So they'll put something, propel something out there nutritional wise. And meanwhile, to certain gene pools, it's a poison to them. And to others, they thrive off of it. So be very mindful. Be mindful of what they propose out there. Not everything is for everyone. Know who you are. Be heightened in awareness. That's why I say fast first and introduce the, okay, so this is the ninth helicopter. Okay? I don't live in a war zone. Let me just state this. Helicopters are not around my house, and I live zero away from the, was it the 11th? Oh, it's the 11th helicopter. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I live far from the airport, okay? So know that. I don't say that out there to everyone because I want you to be aware and really heighten awareness. And I know as other mommies, like mommies share things with me, and I'm so appreciative because another mommy could have had something with their little one that they share with me, and then I'll share something with them. So just know that. So it's very important for us to, children shouldn't fast. I'm not encouraging, I'm not saying that anyone should fast. Children shouldn't fast, pregnant women shouldn't fast. That isn't healthy. I'm talking about us fasting. Like if you are right now a regular person who's semi-healthy, fasting isn't going to hurt you. And you can do fasting, you could do fasting a little bit at a time. Some people can do fasting for like a day, 48 hours. A lot of the Muslim population and Judaic people, they fast for like 48 hours or 24 hours. That's okay as well. Like intermittent fasting is okay. So you can kind of reset your body and then reintroduce things. Nursing mommies, you shouldn't fast. You can have a very healthy nutritional, take things in and remove things, but fasting isn't good. You need as much nutrition as possible because the baby will get the milk, but it will take away from you. So if you're nursing, if the baby gets all the calcium, it will take away from your bones. Okay, so you shouldn't fast. You shouldn't fast right now. You need to have as much good, healthy nutrients as possible because the baby needs it and you need it because the baby will get it. It will go in the milk, but it will take from your bones, your teeth, your hair. A lot of nursing mothers, we know this, I hadn't had a cavity really until I started nursing. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's pulling from my teeth. So you got to be careful, especially if a mother is not only nursing, but she's vegan. Your hair may fall out, your teeth may start to get brittle, your bones may be a little more crackly. Be careful of that. Okay? What do I eat? I told you, I always share this. Have I shared this already? I am a flexitarian. I don't label myself anymore. I used to label myself. I used to label myself all the time because it was part of what I used to see. I've taken myself out of that equation. I eat as needed. So if my body is craving like breadfruit, remember when I stopped fasting, my body was craving breadfruit. I started to eat lots of breadfruit. The first thing after the 30-day fast, remember, I craved a lot of breadfruit. I craved tons of mango. I love key lime. Key lime I will love all the time. So I craved a lot of that. I craved, what else did I crave after my fast? No, I just craved, breadfruit has a lot of magnesium and potassium. So probably my body needed and required it. So I ate a lot of that. Right now I'm big into cherries. Cherries is my biggest thing. I love, love, love cherries. I don't know why. I always did, but I love cherries. So I eat a lot of cherries, and nuts aren't good for you every day, but I'm craving a lot of nuts. So I'm craving like, so cashews come from our island, and we're not supposed to eat a lot of cashews because cashews are, if you ever grow up in an island, we grow cashews on our island. Cashews come in a poisonous encasing. And I noticed that my grandmother and father who got cancer ate a lot of nuts. Okay, so I take that in consideration that nuts aren't too good. I'm probably craving the nutrient in nuts. So what I'll do is I'll do nuts every once in a while and then I'll cut it out. But I love cherries. So cherries I'm doing now with hydrogen water. If I have a craving for flesh, then I would incorporate some fish. Okay, I don't feel a craving for any flesh right now, so I'm not incorporating fish. But I just got, for my daughters, I just got them organic grouper, wild caught grouper. Grouper is one of the fish that has the least amount of uh, helicopter number 12. Helicopter number 12. Okay. So I got them some organic wild caught grouper. Grouper doesn't hold as much metals in it. A lot of the fish have a lot of metals in them. So I got them grouper. Grouper is very expensive, but it's a great fish to have. So I got grouper for them, some wonderful grouper. I kind of mix up the vegetables for them. They love spinach, but spinach has a lot of oxalates. So I try to mix it up. They do love, what is it? What's the name of it? Oh, wait, this is helicopter number 13. 13. What is it called? What is it called? Oh my gosh. You've heard me say it before. Sometimes the names, oh my gosh, this is crazy. It's called red snapper. A lot of Caribbean people like that. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name. They love this. It's a type of, it grows in it grows in the Caribbean. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't remember the name. Callaloo. They love callaloo. And when I was I was craving callaloo last winter. I love callaloo. Oh, it's one of my favorite greens. It grows really wild in the Caribbean, and callaloo is one of my favorites. So I love callaloo. I do callaloo soup, right, Ninaru? Oh my gosh, I love callaloo. Callaloo is one of my absolute favorites. Okay, so cod. A lot of people eat cod. Cod is okay. So I'll do fish for the little ones, like fish, especially at this time when I know they're demonizing all the food. I'll do more fresh, and I'll usually go to the fresh. Saltfish, a lot of people eat saltfish, right? Tilapia is a Franco fish. I saw it in my mother's fridge, and I nearly had a conniption. I know she thought I was losing it. I saw tilapia in my mother's freezer, and I started to go buck wild. Like, I took the fish out, and I threw it. I was like, who bought the Franco fish? Who bought it? So my brother brought it for her. I was like, don't you ever buy her tilapia again. Tilapia is a Franco fish. It is genetically homogenized. That fish didn't occur. That's a Frankenfish. Don't mess with the tilapia. That's a fish from, I don't know what kind of genes they mixed it with, a whole bunch of things, okay? Herring is usually good. Just be careful of the metals, because a lot of the fish hold a lot of mercury. You got to be careful, family, because they've dirtied up the waterways. And certain fish, like if you who's Jewish on here? Who are my Judaic family? Yafi, isn't it true that you're not supposed to eat fish that have 0 scales? You're only supposed to eat fish that have scales, right? Scaled fish. I've got some of my family on here. Who's my family on here from Judaic background? That's correct? Okay. I was making sure. Kosher. It's a kosher, eating fish that only have scales. And I think that's a biblical, even in the, I have an Old Testament. Okay, it's Old Testament. And certainly you shouldn't eat mermaids, right? Somebody said mermaids on here. Oh, it's correct, Tiffany? Okay, I'm just making sure. You should only eat scaled fish. Okay, so you just got to take that. Okay, so I'm right. So make sure that you're only, if you're going to have pêche or poisson or pescado, I say pescado, make sure you're only consuming those with the least amount of mercury, and you can look that up. And also, you eat lobster, octopus, and squid. Now, squid and octopus, I'm not sure if that's, I think that's okay. I don't know if it's okay or not, but I think it's fine. I think the waterways are dirty, but it's better than the land stuff, because the land stuff, they can, unless it's farmed, if they're farming it, no, octo. You don't eat the octopus, right? Okay. Lobsters eat dead bodies. Lobsters and crabs are like a lot of people think that, like like catfish, the bottom feeders, they eat a lot of live, they eat corpses. They're like corpsitarians. Um, Stick to fish with scales and fins. Okay, okay. Octopus. I think does my mother eats octopus, doesn't she? They're scavengers. Thank you. They're scavengers. Be careful with the bottom feeders. They eat everything on anything dead. That means dead bodies. If a lot of people throw dead bodies in the oceans. Nobody talks about that anymore because they do. So a lot of dead bodies are in the waterways. And what do you think eats off of it? Crabs and lobsters. So, I'm just saying. Can you take the metals out of fish? I'm not sure. It's in their flesh. I don't think so. So I know for a fact that grouper is the number one fish that is metal, that is with the least amount of metal, amount of mercury in them. Because even when you're pregnant, they're saying that you should avoid most fish. Grouper is one of the fish that is the one that I know for a fact has the least amount. But grouper, look how much grouper is. Grouper's expensive. Even when I got the grouper today, I was like, wow, they raised the price because they want you to eat garbage. So all the people are shopping right now are eating all the low end foods because they're propelling it to you. Eel, I heard, is very good for you. Eel. But also, family, make sure that if you're nutritionally, like for our mommies, make sure that if you're corpsitarian, if you're a fleshitarian or a corpsitarian, eat the organs, okay? And for those who are hunters, I don't have to tell you, a lot of people talk about all the native people. The native people used to save the heart and all that stuff, and they eat that, and they eat it together. They shared that in a bowl, the heart and all that stuff. All Native Americans, also a lot of the, you disrespect a lot of the what do you call them? Mountain folk? What are they called? Rednecks. They call them is it called rednecks? Is that the term you guys call people that are like eat dead corpses on the road? I think do you call them rednecks? I don't know the term. If I said it out of order, I apologize. What are they called? Like people who eat, is it rednecks? No, it's not called that, right? Is it? I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm saying something disrespectful. I don't know. I'm asking if I'm asking for those people who live like very remote. Are they called that? Hillbillies. That's correct. Thank you, Jewel. Said hillbillies. They eat a lot of like all the organs and stuff, and people talk about them, but they're independent. So I'm just saying, if you're gonna eat flesh and you want healthier bone structure, you guys have to eat organs. I'm being honest. You think I'm joking? If you want nutrition, you're gonna have to eat the organs. There are places where you can go to farms and you purchase the organs, and also you can make it like a soup or a stock. If you're going to eat that, then you need to eat organs to get nutrition. Because like Dr. Don said, a lot of people are losing their dexterity, their bone dexterity. Children are not born strong anymore. Even their structure of their faces. You go to places like Germany, I saw it in Montreal, strong bone structures. I see a lot of Africans still have their bone structure, really strong bone structure. That people from Peruvians still have their bone structure. Even when I was in Brazil, let me give a confession. This is a floor room confession. Don't judge me on this. I would walk down the road, let me tell you, and if I didn't see the man's face, these men's bodies were banging, like literally, and then he would turn around. I would be like, well, how old is that man? The man would be like 80 years old, and his body was strong. I'm being honest with you. I'm giving you a confession. This man's body was like, I was seeing older men like 70, 80. You couldn't even tell. I was just guessing because their face was a little older, but my God, their calves, their thighs, they're looking better than some of the young 20-year-olds here. I was like, oh, snap. And that's why they're giving birth to children. These men are giving birth to healthy children like in their 80s over there because they look strong. They look like, when I'm saying family, I'm not exaggerating. They look powerful. I wouldn't even mess with a man 80 in Brazil. That's how strong his body was. He wasn't looking all sloppy and unhealthy. We get that because we're not eating we're not getting enough nutrition. They're eating well. Anyway, I'm sorry. Oh, you're 60-year-old. Yo, I'm just saying, that's why they're giving birth. The men over here who are older are giving birth to sickly children. Those men over there are looking like, what? What? I wouldn't, you young bucks go over there, you might be taken out by an 80-year-old. You talk smack to an 80-year-old man over there, you might be taken down on your knees, young bucks. Y'all got to get up on it, because some of the 20-year-old men now I'm seeing, they are unhealthy. They aren't getting enough nutrition. So why is this important? Let's go back to the topic of discussion. Why is this important, family? Is because New Year's, the Gregorian New Year's, and all this promoting of unhealthy food, unhealthy nutrition, unhealthy behavior, this is all setting you up for a year of depreciation. A year of depreciation. My grandfather was given birth. Listen, my grandfather on my father's side was given birth. He had his last child at 88, right before he died. And in my family, my aunt, I'm going to keep it real. And it's weird because it's weird that I would even make this a big deal. My aunt on my mother's side gave birth to a child at 62, a healthy baby boy. 62, and her lover was like 34. And she didn't take any nutrients or supplements. She wasn't taking supplements to get pregnant. She didn't get anything. She was 62. My aunt looked bad though. She was like bam, bam, bam. Her boyfriend was 34. She didn't even believe them when they said she was pregnant. The baby boy, now her son is like my age now. So he's my age. But she gave birth to him at like 62. I'm just saying. So don't believe the hype when they telling everybody, oh, you go through so-and-so. You can give birth to healthy babies if you're healthy. If you're eating well and you take care of your body, you can have children way into your 60s. And remember, cows and animals give birth until they die. Believe that. Cows, ducks, all these animals give birth until they die. All the other people, they put these, even when a mother goes into hospital now and she's post 40, they'll call, okay, so this is helicopter 14. Helicopter 14. Even a mother now, she'll go into the hospital in her 40s and they'll say she's having a geriatric pregnancy. Why are you labeling that? That's what I'm saying. Stay out of the hospitals. You can give birth until ever. A healthy woman who has a healthy womb has healthy eggs. You have girls who are 20 who are smoking weed, drinking every day. Their eggs look like they need to be, they're dried up and done. So be careful with that. I sidebar. So for the holidays, wait, is this 13? This is 14. There's another helicopter. You would think I'm living in Beirut. I have so many helicopters going over here right now. You would think I'm living in Beirut. I live in the quietest neighborhood in the world. 15? Oh, it's 15? Oh, yeah. The heli days. Thank you. Love said it second. Listen. Okay. So, no, you have my neighbor's being nosy. So, you know what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, family. Whew. My neighbor has the biggest crush on me and always waits to, like, he wants to talk to me, so he, like, waits. He wants to hear it, like, he wants me, he's right there. So my neighbor sees me and he wants me to talk so he can, like, he didn't see me this time. But if I talk, he would know I'm here. And he likes to listen to my conversations, and he likes to come over and start conversation. He's really nice, but I just don't want to talk to him. Put a like on the video if you like bananas. Okay, he's gone. What time is it? What time is it, family? Oh, it's 2:19. Wait, what time is it? Is it 2:19? Okay. Oh, it's 2:32. My clock is all off. I don't have. Listen, I wear 0 watches. The only way I know the time is on the phone. So who's celebrating Gregorian New Year's? So, okay, so this is what we were talking about, remedies. Okay, we talked about the problem. We talked about the holidays. For anyone checking in, let me give you a recap. We talked about how the ball falling on a big penis is a ritual, and dropping the ball means, let me repeat it again for those who are coming in here, the ball's falling. To drop the ball means this: to fail in one's responsibilities or duties, to make a mistake, especially at a critical point when results are negative. That's what dropping the ball means. Okay, helicopter number 16. No, that's not a helicopter. That's not a helicopter, family. We're not going to count that one. That's a plane. You can hear the difference. Okay, and what does ceremony mean? Ceremony means the ritual observance and procedures performed at a grand and formal occasion. So dropping the ball, a big penile ball on a big penis, is a ritual to make you fail all through the year. And remember, Sid and a couple of the Sea Stars yesterday and Sun Stars already gave us the FYI that they're giving Super Balls on the inverted 02, 2020. So they're inverting the numbers. And also it's on Groundhog Day, so they're messing with the portals on the time. So they're doing Super Balls, another ball ritual on 02. So that's another ritual. I'm probably going to come to you that day and broadcast and share my thoughts on the balls, the Super Balls, and what the Super Balls mean. We're going to go into the ritual, the names of the teams, the rituals. Okay, so if you aren't participating in today's holiday ritual ceremony, then you can we won't ante anything. We're just going to do what we want to do. So today we were talking about food. A lot of the foods are connected to a lot of the rituals of things. If you notice, whatever's on sale today, you have a lot of pork on sale. You have a lot of chicken, and because they want you to get sick. So the eggs are probably on sale. Probably buy 1 carton of egg, get another carton free. All the eggs with the white chickens with pink eyes, okay, that have been genetically homogenized, that have the League of Doom in their gut. They're carrying plagues, okay. All birds carry the flu, okay. So people are gonna be eating that. So all the sales today were on all the chickens, anything related to a chicken. Okay, the only thing, there's a Popeye special too. Terrana Popeye special. Popeye's got sales. Buy 1 chicken sandwich, get 20 free. Okay, so food is now that. So for today, Popeye's chicken giving out free deliveries. I can't. I can't. It's sick. So I gotta pee. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. The struggle is real. So they're giving a chicken a mass destruction for free. Oh my gosh. And for the sister who said Belgium is eating seafood, I just suggest eat everything that they're not selling. McDonald's is probably free today. Everything's free. Eat it all. So today, blueberries are on sale and avocados. Stay away from any sales today. Let me explain something. Any sales today, you should go the opposite direction. I'm just saying, take your abundance and buy everything. Listen, I would prefer you spend a little extra money because you need to stay away from anything that's being advocated. There's a reason for it. That's crazy. I can't. I can't. It's just, they're out of control. Okay, so we're going to do the opposite. So today you should be doing seafood. If you eat flesh, you should be doing seafood like grouper, things that are, stay away from the bottom feeders. Shrimp is probably on sale because shrimp is a, what is a shrimp, a roach? Like, isn't shrimp like the roaches? Shrimp is associated with roaches. Like even people who eat roaches, this conversation has gone left. Why am I doing this to myself? This is crazy. I'm out of control. This is why Sagittarius shouldn't be disallowed. They should limit us coming online because if we go online, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted how sometimes I speak. I'm out of control. Let's keep going now. So I can't. There's another helicopter. So they're roaches. How do I know people who eat roaches? Because there's people who eat chocolate covered roaches. I've traveled. They eat chocolate covered roaches and they said it tastes like shrimp. When I was in Central America, okay, this is the 16th helicopter. Mind you, I don't live in Beirut. I'm not living in a war zone, but you would think so because I have so many helicopters overhead. Yeah, I know people in South and Central America who eat chocolate covered roaches. It's a delicacy, and also places in Asia. I know it's disgusting that I know people like that, but I know people who eat anything. So they compared it to eating shrimp. They said even the texture is similar to shrimp. So shrimp are the roaches of the sea. Oh. That's why they hide in the middle of rocks and so on. Oh, I get itch. Oh my God, I'm getting disgusted. Oh. So stay away from shrimp today. Right, Carlos? Stay away from shrimp. Any bottom feeders. Get yourself some nice seafood soup, stock soup. Do some really yummy high fruit. So I'm going to do cherries today. I'm going out in a little bit, taking little ones out to enjoy their day. And then I'm going to come home and eat my frozen cherries. And I have some oranges. I have some green oranges that I bought. Oh, wait, this is helicopter number 20? What is going on? This is crazy. I love green oranges. They have green oranges. Green oranges grow on my island. So, another helicopter. There's no arrest. Yeah, like you would think I live in South Central. I would be rolling down the street, drinking Indo, is it smoking Indo? Smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice, lay back with my mind and my money and my money on my mind. I'm not living in Central. I'm living in a quiet area. Did I say it right? I was getting in trouble for singing the wrong songs. Okay, so say no, say zero to food of mass destruction today, because that's part of the ritual. Part of the ritual is making you drink wine and spirits. And for y'all drinking wine and spirits, you need to understand that all of the liquors, the punch, we call it punch, in the United States of America, are basically, because it's a liquid, it's been imprinted with a frequency. That's why, and I should have done a video on Hennessy, vodka. Each liquor has a demon. They're all the same demon. That's why when your homies drink Hennessy, they all have the same behavior. You ever see the type of people who drink Hennessy, and the type of liquor that you like is a type of demon that you like attached, the spirit you like attached to you. So that's why when someone gets high off of wine and spirits, the vodka people all have the same disposition, same type of behavior pattern, because it's the same type of demon. Hennessy has the same type. Champagne is different. That's why a lot of the elite drink high-end champagne. Champagne is something different. Okay, so vodka has a certain spirit, Hennessy has a certain spirit, tequila has a certain spirit. Yeah, it's imbued with, thank you, Carlos. Carlos has a proper term. It's imbued with dark energies. Okay, so if you are participating in wine and spirits, unless you're able to have champagne, I don't even know champagne. I really see people, now this is why I say champagne, but today's a holiday, so all the champagne is probably demonized, right? It probably has attachments. Because champagne, usually, I haven't seen anyone hostile when they're drinking champagne, right? I haven't seen hostile people. But because they're utilizing for the ceremony, you should avoid it, like the plague. Okay, another helicopter. You should avoid it like the plague, because that's part of the ritual. So whatever champagne represents to them, that's why they call it an initiator. So stay clear of anything. Sparkling grape juice is probably good, right, Carlos? Sparkling grape juice. If you want to fake the funk with your Matrix family, if you want to fake the funk with your Matrix family, be like, oh, I got a good new one, and take the label off and just drink yourself sparkling. If you have to, in order to survive in your household and without censure or judgment, you may have to fake the funk. Some of you are under the roof of some of the most Matrix indoctrinated people, and in order to be able to survive a night without being censured or prayed over or talked about or ridiculed, you might have to fake the funk with some fake champagne. Oh, I got a new one. Where's the label? I didn't want, I'm not into labels. I'm not into labels. I don't do labels. I will be non-engaged. There will be zero wine and spirits. And this is funny because my pseudo twin flame, the twin flame replica, I don't know what he is. I don't know who that being is. He lives too close. They sent, I'm going to do a video privately about twin flames and their replicants. Is it a Smith or is it a replacement? Soon to come. All right, so just make sure you're staying away from shrimp. You're staying away from chickens of mass destruction. Any chicken, any eggs, anything made with eggs, chicken, liquor. Remember, a lot of Caribbean people, we do a lot of, black cakes, black rum cakes and all that stuff. That's still wine and spirits. So some of you are like, oh, let me just have the cake. The cake that has wine, the rum cakes are so good. Black cake. The black cakes, all those rum cakes, Jamaican rum cakes, the Puerto Ricans, the Boniquas, you know what I'm talking about, Boniquas. You Boniquas have like some good rum cake. Rum pound cakes and all that stuff. That's wine and spirits. They're so good though. I won't drink, but I've tasted the best rum cakes. But not tonight, devil. Stay clear of any of those. So make sure tonight, you want to make sure you're having healthy things. You're going in the opposite direction of those. So I made sure I have my hydrogen water today. I'm going to have cherries. The girls are going to have some grouper, some fresh grouper. I've got some what is it called? Oh my gosh. What is it called? Not avocado. It's not avocado. It's, why is my brain? Sometimes my brain is like, it's another type of, what? It's weird. Why can't I remember those things? It's crazy. I'll remember certain things and other things will just fall out of my brain. Not avocados. They're the other ones. They're green. They look like little leaves. What is it called again? What is that name for that plant called again? What, does anyone know? Coffee and peanut butter? Kay says she's having coffee and peanut butter. I love it. Artichokes. Thank you, Apollyon. The artichokes. I'm having fresh artichokes, grilled artichokes with grouper tonight for my little ones. So I'm having grilled artichokes, grouper, and then I'm having fresh cherries. The girls like raspberries, and that's gonna be dinner tonight. 0 pastas. Okay, here's another helicopter. What is this, like 20? Helicopter 21. Star fruit is really good. I like star fruit. So they're doing artichokes. They love my artichoke. I grill the artichoke, and then I do like this wonderful drizzled avocado. I use avocado oil with sea salt and a little bit of key lime, and I make like a wonderful drizzle on top of the artichoke. That's like, so it's grilled artichoke with fresh grouper. That's gonna be dinner tonight. Do I eat black eyed peas? I don't eat black eyed peas. My mother used to make that. I'm gonna make that tonight for my little ones. We're gonna have a good time. And then also I was gonna make some cookies for them tonight. I might make some oat cookies, some oat nut cookies, not oat nut, oatmeal cookies. I might make oatmeal cookies for them tonight, because I like to put like fresh drizzled chocolate on the. But I'm gonna use the maple. I bought some fresh maple sugar. Fresh maple sugar from Vermont. So maybe I'll make some oatmeal cookies tonight. Okay, that might be the goodie. I might make those sweets. So I'll see if they want that tonight. Sunflower seeds. Ooh, grandma. So we're gonna do the opposite tonight. So for you to be able to ante the to make sure, not ante. I gotta be careful, because you won't want to ante. Make sure that you flaxseed. Well, I use flaxseed milk inside of the cookies. I use flaxseed milk in my cookies. Okay, so yeah, because a lot of times with the cookies, I stay away from dairy. My little one's allergic to eggs anyway. I don't mess with eggs anyway. Egg free. And then I'll do oats, and then I'm gonna use, as my sweetener, I'm gonna use maple as opposed to sugar or cane, because cane has an adverse effect. So I'm staying away from cane sugar tonight, and I'm gonna do maple sugar that I got from Vermont. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then I use flax milk. And then for like the oil base or so on. Now, if you get a chance, they used to make it. There used to be for you who sometimes for you who engage in fleshes, you would like the ghee as opposed to if you guys use ghee. Fresh ghee is good for your cookies as like an oil base, but I use like avocado oil. Okay, I like the avocado oil. I like the texture of it. So I'll do that. And that's how I'm going to make my cookies tonight. So we'll make oatmeal cookies, and then I'm going to have not asparagus. I keep forgetting the name. With grilled, whatchamacallit, with grouper tonight. I'm going to enjoy that tonight. So that's going to be our dinner. Artichoke. Why can't I remember? I love artichoke. Ooh, walnuts. I love walnuts too. I don't mess with too many nuts as often, because nuts cause issues, and it also it's over the long-term effect, it'll have an adverse effect on your body. Seeds are a little better. So we're gonna be doing that tonight. So for everyone, enjoy. Oh, if you're doing shakes tonight, you know what'd be good? If we made, I love to make bowls. You know, I spend all that money buying those bowls. I love this place to make bowls. I would love to make pistachios. I didn't get any pistachio nuts. I would have liked that. For breakfast, I think I'm gonna make a fresh bowl with you said avocados are on sale. I don't know if I should use avocados. I like avocado, pineapple, mango, right? So mix that together, and if you have fresh honey, you put it on top with a little bit of what I put is like Keiko. We're talking about food. You should never come on a channel with a foodie. I'm gonna make a bowl like that, and then I'm gonna put fresh I want pistachios. Thank you. I think I'm gonna stop and get some pistachios. I'm gonna get some pistachios. So I'm gonna get fresh Keiko nips. I like to put Keiko nips on my bowl, and then I'm gonna put I like to add granola. But I like to make my own granola. So I'm going to take my granola tonight, and I'm going to make it with the maple. Remember, I'm obsessed with maple now. So I'm going to take the maple, and I'm going to put cinnamon and maple, and then put it in the oven for like 15 minutes, my oats. Because you can make your own granola. You know that, right? Make your own granola. Your granola will taste so much better. Put a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. So just make sure, because I'm teaching you how to make a little. You guys do it already. So put a little pink Himalayan sea salt on your granola, mix it around, put a little bit of cinnamon fresh cinnamon. I like to grate my cinnamon and then take that maple sugar and then put it together and then put it in the oven for 15 minutes, then bring it out. So when I make my bowl tomorrow morning for the girls with pineapple, mango, and then putting avocado in my bowl, nice and thick, so it's like almost like an ice cream. Then I'm gonna put my Keiko nips on it and my granola, my fresh granola, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of honey, local honey on top. And then I'll cut slices of either, sometimes I like slices of strawberry on top. Woo, honey, what? We're gonna have the Gregorian New Year's. We ain't participating in their activities. We will be doing our own. Oh, that sounds so good. I'm gonna have that for breakfast. Listen, listen, one thing with Creoles, this is what my twin flame realized. One thing with Creoles, we like to cook. I like to make food taste like goddess. I love cooking, making love, and dancing. That is what comes with me just naturally. That is what I do. So that is just a Creole special. That is what the other twin, that's what the other twin is also known. Yes, Rick, KK is a Creole too. That's what we do. We are masterful lovers. We like to cook and eat, and we like to dance. If you can rock with that, get yourself a Creole. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm saucy. Anyway, so that's okay. Helicopter 22. So, family, I hope this was an interesting video. I'm sorry, Monica. I do offend sometimes. Listen, for anyone in the room, sometimes it can be offensive. I have a lot of fun, and sometimes it can be a little just out there. So if you're new to my channel, I apologize right off the back at the beginning if I offend you. Sometimes it just happens like that. Sometimes I just go on a rant, and unfortunately, I may offend, and sometimes it may not. It's just, I could be out of control sometimes. I could be out of control sometimes. I do apologize, though, to you right away. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. So I hope this video, hey, Salu's another Creole. See, Salu, I'm not lying. So I hope this video was helpful today. I know a lot of times, we go through these ebbs and flows, and sometimes when you're really, really awake, you feel like people will make you feel like you're insane or you're being antisocial. That isn't what you're being. You're being mindful. You're taking your higher mind, and you're literally acknowledging what is being, basically promoted to you. That's all you're doing. So by being more awake and aware, you aren't going to be in neglect or without. You'll be more into yourself. You'll be more in awareness, and you can do things. Like I say, you know that they're doing a holiday ritual. Why don't you do everything the opposite and enjoy your own energy and taking that and propelling yourself into success and abundance for the year? You take everything that they do negatively and you take it for yourself. You revert it, you flip mode it, you flip it, rub it down, and you transmute it, and you make it into something that's propelling you and your family into higher levels of consciousness. That's it. And then when we truly have a calendar that you acknowledge, you basically take that calendar's dates, or a date that you create. Why do you have to follow everybody else's calendar? Make up your own calendar. Why don't we start making calendars? When is your new year? When would you consider this to be your new year? So your new year is, maybe your new year starts in the end of February. Maybe your new year starts in May. Maybe mine starts in March. Why don't you create your own calendar and create your own days of celebratory rituals and ceremonies, and you start to propel that for yourself. So if 2020 begins for you in March, by all means, you should celebrate. And guess what? If you invite all of us to your party, online or otherwise, I'll come to your New Year's party on 2020 in your particular calendar date. We have to start creating our own celebratory holidays and ceremonies. It is your right to do so. Why are you practicing somebody else's? Why are you practicing somebody else's that doesn't have a good intent for you and your family? They aren't here for the betterment of you and your children or your mother and your father and yourself. So why not practice things that are for yourself? It does not have to, we don't have to all collectively celebrate on the whole same day. So if, like I said, if Salou said, hey, Fleur Brune, let's celebrate, I acknowledge that, I acknowledge my New Year, our New Year, on March the 24th. Hey, Salou, cool. Who are we inviting? Let's invite a lot of our Aware family. And we acknowledge that that's Salou's new year. And we bring things that represent that. We send him well wishes for that holiday, and also do a ritual or a manifestation on that particular day, which he finds is in cohesion with him. Why wouldn't we do that? Why are we always following some other team's motives and goals? We have to get out of that. Like I said, next year, because it isn't tonight, next year, because I personally think it's 2013, but you know, the Gregorian calendar, I'm watching them. 2020, I'm watching them. Next year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, because Fleur Brune has decided conferences is great, but we're going to do traveling. So Fleur Brune is setting up a traveling for the famille. So we travel during these holiday seasons, and we're going to create our own. I decided that today. So I will start to set up a day that we all travel. So I think next year we're doing, because Salou went to do South America, went to do Brazil next year. So during the holiday, okay, so this is helicopter 22. So next year at this particular time of year, we should be away. So I'm letting you know now so you can save up your pennies and your abundance, okay? So I will set up a Fleur Brune traveling caravan, caravana. I'm going to call it the Fleur Brune travel galactic caravana, the celestial caravana. I'll name it something groovy. And we will travel during this time, so you won't feel alone during this time of year. So you'll have a chance. You say, well, you know what? I heard that the celestial family online, they're going to Greece. They're going to Greece this year. I want to go to Greece next year, so maybe Greece. So we're going to do a celestial travel during their holidays, and we will celebrate in the way we want to. So next year, this time, I'm setting up for us to go. Everybody should have passports. Okay, save up your money. It won't be expensive. I'll make sure it's something affordable. And we will be somewhere for these holiday seasons. So I'm going to try to do it from, when does the holidays start? Set up, I'm telling you now, so you get an idea. I'm doing it from December. When is December the 20th? And we'll come back after their Gregorian New Year's, and we'll celebrate in Greece. That's my goal for next year. So if you're down with the celestial family and you want to celebrate with those who are in alignment with you, I'm setting up a Fleur Brune traveling celestial gathering outside of the country. Greece is my goal next year. So if you're down with that, just start manifesting that, put in your mind, because I want to go to Greece. That's on my bucket list. So I heard it's magnificent. I'll try to find us a magnificent place that's a little more remote, but it won't be a problem because the Greeks like to party like we do. And we'll celebrate in our own way outside of the Gregorian calendar's limitations, and we'll enjoy with all of the things that we eat healthy, and we'll have a good time. Because you know I'm a foodie, and I love to dance, and I love music. So put that in your mind, everyone. So we will start to do us, okay? Why talk about it? Why not be about it? Why go, listen, I was the queen of setting up my own conference because they didn't want me at their party. Why do I want to go to their party and gatherings? I could create my own. Anyway, family, so I hope this was helpful today. We had a little fun today. If you were feeling a certain way, or you're feeling a little lonely, or you're feeling like out of sorts with the Matrix people, hopefully I brought a little joy to your life. It isn't that serious, and try to stay out of feeling depressed or sad because you know more than the others are accepting. And just because you won't be a part of the ritual, doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself today. Enjoy. And Eddie, if you're feeling a little lonely, hopefully we brought a little joy to you. What is this? Helicopter 23? And this is what we're meant to do. You aren't supposed to be around everyone. You're supposed to be around people who are likened you. How much will it be for Greece? I have no idea. I don't know prices yet. We put it out in the universe. I'm queen. Remember, I don't like using the word queen. I am really good at musing. So what I do is I put it out in the universe and allow for all of the details and everything to come to me. That's what I did with the conference. Who would have known? I did a conference years ago. I said, I'm going to do it. I didn't know how I was going to do it or how I was going to afford it. And I just did it. So I just put it out there because that's where I want to go. Greece isn't expensive. Vivian said Greece isn't expensive. I'll make it something really groovy and somewhere where we can stay, so we can stay around each other and it'll be fun. And this way we can galactically travel together. So this is going to be my new thing. We're going to travel as a galactic group, a celestial group, and this way we can be around people who are like ourselves and be in the same frequency rather than trying to join somebody else's parade. We create our own. All right, Eddie, you'll be fine. Enjoy yourself. Chill out, go get some cherries or mangoes or strawberries or raspberries, whatever you feel. Enjoy yourself. Do it on your own. And you aren't lonely. We're all with you in energy and spirit. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of us are doing our own thing today and we aren't engaged in the ritual. And so what? So what? Let them be capped for another year. We won't be capped. We'll be in our own other world. Like Eddie said, he's going to eat papayas. I love it. Eat papayas today. Enjoy it. And just think about this conversation. Think about the beauty. Think about maybe traveling next year with all of us. You know what I mean? Let's keep it. I'm terrible. He said she shaped me too. She's mean. She's mean. She has a cutest little donkey style. You rebuked her? Every time she passes by, she like gives me the dirtiest looks. When I used to dance at the YMCA, she was actually an instructor, and she used to be mad at me all the time because you know I like to dance. Especially, I'm called the bachata queen. I'm the queen of like Latin dance. They used to call me bachata queen. She'd be mad at me. She'd be looking through the windows while I'm dancing, and then she just give me dirty looks while I'm doing. I rebuke her. Anyway, so that's on our list. Enjoy every day. Let's just say that. Let's take away the credence for today. Enjoy every day. If hopefully this made you feel better, if you are very awake and aware, try to stay away from balls dropping, super balls dropping. Oh, thank you, Elijah. I appreciate that 5 of change. Thank you. I appreciate it. Stay away from balls dropping today. If anybody wants to drop their balls in front of you, say, sorry, sir, that isn't appropriate. I rebuke your balls. I am rebuking balls today. Alexia, thank you so much, my love. I love you, Fleur. I never understood the New Year hype. Thank you, Alexia. If my twin flame says, hey, Fleur, you want to go and have some fun upstairs? I rebuke all balls today. This is a ball. Another helicopter. There isn't any balls today. I'm staying away from all round objects of mass destruction. If you try to show me balls today, you might have an adverse reaction. You need to keep your balls to yourself. Keep all balls away from us because we're all awake. There's a 0 ball zone. Thank you, Mrs. Master of mine. I feel sorry for anyone who approaches us with balls today. Ma'am, would you like a ball? No. No, sir. I rebuke you. No. That's why I'm staying to myself. So that there isn't any offense. I might offend everyone with balls today. I'm going to keep to myself today. Keep your balls to yourself. This is to the twin too. 0 balls today. Don't contact me and tell me you want me to see any. I want 0 balls in my life. all dropping balls, you keep it to yourself. Anyway. And oh snap. You know what I should have done tonight? I don't know if it's too late. I was going to burn my wedding dress tonight. I'm serious. I might do, should I do it on YouTube? I might do it on YouTube. If I'm feeling really saucy tonight and I've got a lot of cherries, I gotta go get more cherries. If I have a lot of cherries tonight, you might see me burn my wedding dress. I'm so excited. I've been waiting to do this. This is a way to do, oh my gosh. This is a way to actually, this is a good ritual. And on this day of the darkness. Oh my gosh. Okay, so family, if I'm feeling saucy tonight, you might get your coffee or your hot chocolate tonight. Gennaro, you approve? Thank you, Gennaro. I'm gonna burn my wedding. It's sealed in a box. It'll burn like the twin. Oh no, I don't want the twin towers to burn. I'll take it. Oh wow. I think I might do this tonight. Thank you for being in support of burning my wedding dress. It is the worst. It is a beautiful dress. It's a beautiful dress. I spent thousands of dollars on it, and I'm gonna burn it because this is a symbol of getting rid of the Nazi, fully rebuking the Nazi. That was why not? See, you guys all support me in my madness. I will be burning my wedding dress tonight. I gotta find a good place because it's a box. I don't want to set everything on fire. I'm burning my wedding dress tonight. I'm excited. I had a dream I got married last night. This is what it was telling me. This is what I think, everyone. This is my ceremony. To really purge myself of the Nazi. Thank you, everyone, for really supporting me burning I burned my bra before, but this is very symbolic. It's going to be very healing for many of us. I am going to burn, I need an extinguisher. I think I have one under the sink. Okay, so I won't tell you what time because they're going to try to come for me. Another hug. They're going to try to come for me. That sucker might burn so bright. This will be the ritual. I love it. The ball drops and I burn the wedding dress from hell. Is that my little ones? I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna talk about it though, because I don't want them to know. I gotta be careful. Oh, I should do it over the pool? I'm gonna do it by the pool, so I could just drop it in the pool. Good idea, Carlos. I wonder, I can't really burn much. Or I'm going to put it on and I'm going to light it up by the pool. I should put it on top of the pool so it just burns all over. I wonder, well, hopefully the guy can clean the pool with the burning stuff. I'm excited. This is exciting. I'm going to do my own ritual and you guys can all join. So for every Nazi that you've had a part of your life, for everyone, they're dropping the ball, we're going to raise the fire. They're gonna drop the ball. We're gonna set it ablaze. The box of I had this wedding. Maybe this is too much information. It is what it is. I've had this wedding dress with me forever. I've kept it. It's sitting in a box. It's sitting in my room. I don't even have a place to put it. I had it sealed. It took like $300 to seal the dress. I'm done with it. Why am I saving something that symbolizes something absolutely horrendous? That was that being. I won't say anything more. I'm going to burn the dress tonight. I won't tell you when. Just be, I might do it during their ritual time. This is exciting. I have a new ritual. If anybody else, let me say this because YouTube will say, I am not encouraging anyone on YouTube to cause fires during this evening. Let me put a PSA. I am not encouraging you to put for anyone here to have I have to state this. I'm not encouraging anyone to set fires. I am not encouraging to burn anything. That is just saying, I personally am setting ablaze a piece of my past that is absolutely disgusting. And I personally have been waiting to do this. I'm excited. This is amazing. All right, family. So, Can you burn your ex instead? I think that's illegal. I think you might do time for that. Don't do that. What's wrong with the word queen? I don't use queen. Queen has a negative connotation. Queen is slave to an agenda. Usually queens are used as far as human form. You know, queens of colonies hide colonies. We're not insectilians. If you're insectilian, then queen is a positive thing. Empress, that's what, you know, nature nut follows my videos. That's why it says empress now. He follows everything I do. Stop looking at me, nature boy. Do you. I don't want you following me and looking at me and talking about things I talk about. The priestess is a positive thing. Empress is a positive thing. Queen is like being hive-minded, set in the agenda. She has an agenda. She's unwavering. She's unable to move. She's ran by her colony. Her colony runs her. She has to feed them. She has to be only part of them. So and you know, people use that term so often. It's taken away any sort of power. It almost depreciated it. So you say, oh, when gentlemen say, hey, queen, it's so insult. I take it as an insult. I know they mean, I don't tell them that. I'm sorry for anyone who says that. I don't tell them that. But I think it's insulting when you call me a queen. I think you're just trying to generalize me along with other women. And it's just you're trying to make yourself look like you're an acknowledgement. Why don't you stop sticking your wand in every woman? That's why you wouldn't have to call every woman queen. The only queen that you should be acknowledging is your wife or your girlfriend. If you're calling every other woman queen, then I just think you're just like some sort of like vile patriarchy trying to shapeshift yourself into something that's more permissible and more into alignment of the new energies. That's what I'm sorry. Am I hostile? Let me get off of here because I will have you guys going all kinds of oh my gosh, I'm off the chain. Anyway, family, so I'm gonna see you later. I gotta set up my shop of where I'm gonna do this. Know that I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick a pinnacle point. This is a beautiful time. So if anybody has been struggling with people who've created harm for them, you know, for all the Nazis who've hurt your heart, of Nazis who've done abuse to you, instead of watching their balls drop or their balls getting bigger, why don't we just set ablaze to all that they've done? Let's incinerate all of the pain, because that wedding dress represents something negative to me. I will incinerate it, and that will be basically me clearing and cleansing and disinfecting that which isn't for me and wasn't servicing me. How about that? As another helicopter comes. And I will send a video to the Nazi so that they understand that's how I feel. I know that's a little bit too much. Maybe I won't do that. His draconian girlfriend likes to watch. I'm sure she'll send it to him. I'm so insidious sometimes. I'm sorry, family. All right, so family, I'm gone. I'm going to go make sure the little ones are ready to go hang out. And I'm just going to join you guys later. Just be there or be square. All right, my loves. Have an amazing day. I'm gonna get some pistachios. I want some pistachios because I want to make my bowl tomorrow. So get all your goodies, all the things that you want to enjoy for yourself. It's another day. Remember, it's just another day. But I will have a ceremony today. I will have my own ceremony, and there won't be any balls dropping. There will be things incinerating. That is me ablazing the old patriarchy that was starking and hurting and harmful to the feminine. That's what I'm labeling it. So it isn't a new year. It's a time to clear. How about that? Flame broil. We should go watch like, what's it, the one with Drew Barrymore when what is it called? Firestarter. But again, let me state this to everyone. I am not encouraging anyone to burn anything, incinerate anything. I am not encouraging anyone to hurt anyone, to harm their spouses or their exes. I am not encouraging it. I'm not saying that. Let's just put that out there. If you do that, I have zero to do with it. All right, family, I'm out of here. Let me go. I want to go and enjoy the rest of the day. And see you soon. Thank you, Elijah. I appreciate it. 444. Thank you.